Did you hear about the struggling writer who thought he was in a hurricane? There was a strong first draft, but it didn't get picked up. What did Freddie Mercury say when they asked if he wanted to upgrade to Spotify? No premium, apps for me. How did the drug addict describe his messy home? Junkie. What did the Spanish-American immigrant say when I asked him if he liked any Jack Nicholson movies? See, The Shining, see. What did Captain Jean-Luc Picard say to the man who was fixing his sewing machine? Make it so. Have you heard the rumors that I'm deaf? I haven't heard them either. Did you hear that I got an injury at a theme park? Yep, it was Disney. What did the broken down escalator say to the cast of Friends? I'll be stairs for you. What is a wrestling announcer's favorite ice cream dessert? Sundae, Sundae, Sundae. What did the legendary Canadian singer-songwriter's wife say when she learned that her husband might have Alzheimer's? I hope Neil Young will remember. Have you heard about the scientist who invented a completely noiseless airplane? He decided he will try to silent fly. What did the electric shaver do when he learned he was going to have a daughter? Razor. I'm writing erotic Ray Romano fanfiction. It's called 50 Shades of Ray. I was hesitant about seeing the new Creed movie, but after a while I just decided to embrace it with arms wide open! Everyone complains about spending Thanksgiving with a bunch of in-laws, but could you imagine spending Thanksgiving with a bunch of outlaws? I'm no slouch when it comes to having bad posture. I'm a lot more upset today than I was this time last week. It really is a sadder day. What does a motorcycle and the Wallflowers discography have in common? One headlight. What did the adult film star say upon hearing allegations that he had no money? Poor? No. In order to cut down on expenses, I'm thinking I'm going to stop buying bricks. That's right. Block shopping is on the chopping block. Did you hear about the corn that the CIA paid to infiltrate the mafia? It was a plant. What did the tow truck driver do when he saw that the band that wrote and performed the song Africa was parked illegally? Tow, tow, tow. I once got my hair pigtailed during a very late breakfast. It was a Brady brunch. While he was on his deathbed, the family of George Bush Sr. asked him, "Are you going to live?" And he responded, "Nagada." It's okay to run away from your problems, if your problems are a pack of stampeding bulls. What did George Harrison's wife say when she went into labor with their first child? Here comes the sun. My friend does a bad impersonation of the mom from Meet the Parents and a terrible impersonation of Kevin James. His Blart is worse than his Blythe. How did the citizens of Haddonfield, Illinois, warn each other if there was a deranged killer on the loose on Halloween night? They handed out Michael flyers. Why did the lead singer of the Blue Oyster Cult not respond to his pager? Because he don't hear the beeper. I'm too sexy for my horse, too sexy for... Oh, sorry, I was just singing a song from my favorite video game, Right Said Fred Dead Redemption 2. Where did the Twitter user send the stray dog? To the dog hashtag. Have you heard the accusation that the Mona Lisa has committed a crime? I don't know, I think she was framed. What did Grimes say to Christian Bale at the end of Batman Begins? See you in the dark night. What is Mike Tyson's favorite Christmas decoration and actress? Wreath. He has a lisp, that's Reese Witherspoon. What's the difference between a deli and a beach in Transylvania? One has a sand witch and the other has witch sand. What is a Spanish football announcer's favorite internet search engine? Google! A WWF wrestler just came in and stole every single pair of boxers that I owned. It was the Undertaker. What do the films of Alfonso Cuarón and Tomatoes have in common? They're best when they're Roma. Have you seen the science fiction film about the detective who's hunting down the cybernetic air fresheners that you plug into wall outlets? It's called Glade Runner. My cat died in Germany. He had 9 lives. I'd tell a dirty joke about being a part of a group of musicians, but I'm afraid I'd get banned. What does author Mark Twain do when he doesn't want his bowl full of cherries to spill over while driving? Buckle cherries in. Sounds like Huckleberry Finn. I'm starting a business where you can give me money and I'll insist that you have a house. I'm selling homeowners insurance. Why did the Smurf renovate his house? He didn't have mushroom. What do you call a supermarket that sells really nasty food? Grocery. I once won a contest where the grand prize was going on several shopping sprees with the members of a famous Celtic rock band. The whole thing was through a sweepstakes called Wreck the Malls with Flogging Molly. What did the King of England tell his wife when she asked what the name of the vehicle that Santa travels around in was? Slay, Queen, slay! The song Do They Know It's Christmas becomes a lot more meaningful once you realize that it wasn't recorded to raise awareness for those without calendars. What do you call it when you punch out an Oscar-winning actor who's portraying Danny Flynn on the day after Christmas? Boxing Day. I wrote a song about Peter Pan, and for the longest time it was absolutely terrible. Until I realized what it needed to be catchy. Hook. What did Dustin Hoffman say when someone asked him why he was all wet? Rain Man. Did you hear that they're remodeling the pharmacy? Yeah, tile and all. I once had a job where I poured cement at a convention that celebrated islands in Greece. That's right, I did concrete at CreteCon. I thought that maybe too many people were getting too much enjoyment out of our local rainforest, so I put it to a vote. The results of that vote? 5-4 trees too fun. I caught a Pokemon to start my 2019. It's my New Year's Eevee. Stone Cold? The Rock? The WWF really took the wrestlers for granted. Spoiler alert! Milk has an expiration date. If you put it in your coffee past its expiration date, your coffee's going to taste nasty. What is the least hygienic country in the whole world? Germany. What did the Jamaican man say when he was asked if he'd like to learn more about Joseph Smith? More, man. How do you get to the county morgue? You just go right around the coroner. What did Will Smith say to his students on their first day of surfing instructions? Welcome to surf. What do you call a Grand Prince of Moscow who's totally fine? Ivan the Bearable. You know, driving a car's a lot like making love. I'm not good at it and it makes me really tired. What is this little piggy's favorite video game console? The Nintendo Wii. Why are you always a little bit chilly when watching live sporting events? Because you're surrounded by fans. What did Jim Henson's angry father yell when young Jim refused to create new Muppets? Don't make me get the felt! You think my jokes are bad? You should see my diet. Why does Scrooge McDuck take baths in gold? Because there's no way censors would let Disney show him taking golden showers. Why did the electrician stick a paintbrush into the wall socket? He was seeking a creative outlet. What did Abel say to his brother as they were running away from the tropical storm? Hurry, Kane! What is Super Mario's favorite internet search engine? Yahoo! What did the lead singer of System of a Down do when a pig attacked his karate dojo? Chop suey! I run a gym that specializes in exercise programs for British rock bands. But so far, the only people who have lost weight are Ray and Dave Davies. We're still working out the kinks. I have the same mentality towards my daily Instagram jokes as a mugger does towards a potential victim. No funny stuff. What kind of alcohol does a video game character drink when he's finished clearing out a cave full of enemies? Dungeon. What do you call government-controlled video recording in Spain? CCTV. I once caused an accident at a road construction site. I turned around too fast and knocked something over with my butt. A coworker tried to say, "I'm sorry, it's my fault," but it wasn't. It was my asphalt. What would Destiny's Child say if you asked them who their favorite painter was? They would say Monet, say Monet. What did the private investigator say when he learned that the murder victim was killed by a custodian named Jan? Jan? It her? What did the furniture store employee say when a love seat fell on top of him? Couch! My wife and I do the missionary position. Every time I try to get on top of her, she shoots me with a bow and arrow. What did Anthony Kiedis say to his bassist when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were under attack? Flee, flee, flee! What did the pirate say when he decided he was going to finally propose to his girlfriend? A pirate's wife for me! What did Shaggy say when Scooby-Doo asked him if he really unleashed all of his power like those memes say he did? It wasn't me. Scooby was talking to a different Shaggy than the one from the cartoon. Why did Batman beat up and take his sidekick to prison? Because he was Robin. What are the Autobots' favorite rap song by Ludacris? Rollout. Have you seen that movie Contagion? That movie is sick. One whole year after moving to Washington, and I finally understand what they mean when they say Seattle freeze. I let an auteur filmmaker neuter my dog. I realize I should take Fido to the vet, but the filmmaker insists on having final cut. My cousin Jed watched one of them there Star Wars movies and tried to build himself a lightsaber. Well, the darn thing exploded on him, and Jed died. The branch of the Federal Reserve that makes coin money is closing down. It doesn't make any sense. What did the bailiff say when they asked him what kind of bread he wanted on his sandwiches from Subway? All rise. What do the Academy Awards and flesh-eating parasites have in common? Nobody wants to host them. All the snow that Seattle's got lately has just made everything filthy. I'm going to be washing tons of stuff. You ever notice how in the song, If I Could Turn Back Time, Cher never says anything about getting Sonny Bono skiing lessons? I know, too soon. Did you hear about the young British boy who's appearing in an upcoming Disney remake? That's right, a casting agent put Aladdin. What do you call a French submachine water gun? A Jock Uzi. My hairstylist sticks her clippers directly up my nose. It seems weird to me, but she knows hair. What is my wife's favorite kind of tea? Hostility. Thanks for the chocolates, babe. Wait, so you're telling me there's a sequel to that Liam Neeson movie where he rescues his kidnapped daughter? That's the movie I'd like to be taken to. What do you call a dumb mini golfer? A putz. I'm really excited about this movie that I'm working on. Here's a clip. The lead singer of System of a Down founded a place where his sister can feel free to speak her mind. It's a place called Toxis City. Did you hear about the rapper who did a diss track about grass? Yeah, he's got ground beef. You think you're sick? I have the uncommon cold. What does the Earth and this refreshing bottle of Coca-Cola have in common? Neither of them are flat. What do you call the time that Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan take to clean their teeth together? Brush hour. as of today, I've been on Facebook for 9 years. Coincidentally, when people ask me if I enjoy being on Facebook, I also say 9! After Thomas Edison invented electricity, people saw him in a new light. It really bums me out whenever I get an email saying that a video I posted somewhere has been blocked. That means 0 people are going to see my work instead of 6. An Olympian found a bronze medal in his toilet. Talk about turd place. What was the pirate's biggest kink? Pegging. I went out drinking with some beekeepers last night. I didn't get drunk, but I got one heck of a buzz. I am so non-confrontational that I avert my gaze so that I don't have to make eye contact with my reflection. I call my father Dadooine because he has 2 sons. What did they sing at Jason's 13th birthday party? For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. What did Dean Pelton have all over his body after a long day of working out? Gym rash. I read the other day that the Beatles used to shake their heads in concert when they felt like they were performing badly. I don't know, I just thought that was something interesting. A lot of my jokes are like Amelia Earhart's airplane. They never really land. What do my jokes and a woman in a Lamaze class both have in common? They need to work on their delivery. I found a hair in my food. Obviously I'm grossed out. Obviously I'm disgusted. But I guess finding a hair is to be expected when you're eating a human head. I pee a little bit when I poop, but I don't poop any when I pee. And if that's not proof of God's intelligent design, I don't know what is. What did one Koopa say to the other Koopa when it was time to meet their king? Bow, sir. What did Bob Dylan say when it was time to evolve his 3 Eevees into Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon? Everybody must get stones. People tell me that I joke around too much. I don't know about that, but I do know a really funny story about a priest and a rabbi going to a bar together. What did the TV announcers tell their boss right before they left for a spa day? We'll be right back after these massages. What did Justin Timberlake call his dad after his dad fell into a mud puddle? Dirty Pop. What do you call it when an old lady thinks she's a helicopter? Dementia. What were Captain Kirk's instructions to Forrest Gump on how Forrest should set his phaser? Stun, Forrest, stun! What do you call Irish CDs that are full of popular songs that are not recorded by the original artist? Shamrock. What do Washington and comic books have in common? They are no good when they're DC. What did John Lennon say to Paul McCartney when Paul said that he thought Yoko had a crush on him? She loves you? Yeah. Why did the heads of the motion picture studio just kind of zone out when Steven Spielberg started talking? They were bored of directors. My reckless spending habits put the fun in unavailable funds. In order to celebrate the end of their ongoing construction, a popular hotel chain is giving out free Japanese milk teas to customers. That's right, they're giving out rubble-free Doubletree bubble teas. I made a bet with my dentist that I would never ever put thin bits of string in between my teeth. And I flossed. If you were underwater and Audrey Horne was swimming up to you, how would you be able to tell it was her? Or Sherilyn Fenn? What was David Bowie's suggestion to Freddie Mercury for a name for his band? You will be queen. What kind of flooring does a lizard have? Reptile. What did the talking heads say upon viewing the critical reception for Jordan Peele's new movie? People! Blackos! I am not in a parasocial relationship. My friends on YouTube told me so. Tony and Maria will not stop talking about this button-down sleeveless shirt they saw once. It's their vest site story. The problem with going on a date with someone who's in Alcoholics Anonymous is that you'll want to take long walks on the beach, and they'll only want to take 12 steps. Have you ever heard about the artist who had the sun in his eyes? He was asked to sketch a pair of visually impaired people, and he had to draw the blinds. You know what? Loudness on set. First, David Bowie says, just for one day. And then he says, 5 years is all we've got. How many changes are we going to go through with this guy? What happens when the Federation's uniforms are so stiff that it causes Chekhov to crash the Enterprise? There's a starch wreck. Did you hear about the film colorist who did all of his work on a ski slope? He's grading on a curve. What does Sonic the Hedgehog say on Fridays during the season of Lent? Gotta go fast! Why were there tears coming out of the wall socket? Because it was an emotional outlet. What did the doctor say to Godzilla after Godzilla ate a church? I don't know how to put this, but we found a large mass in your stomach. Why did the chef put salami in their shoes? They wanted to feel some pep in their step. Pepperoni. My phone is like a restaurant where the freezer is broken. No service. I'm against movie piracy. I'm against Johnny Depp in general, but I'm especially against his pirate movies. Movie trivia. Kill Bill is short for Killiam William. What do you call a professional wrestler who serves ice cream? Cold Stone Steve Austin. I took a Viagra with some sleeping pills. It made it hard for me to fall asleep. What do you call a tube that transports blood through Carly Simon's chest and stomach? Torso vein. What do you call Paul McCartney driving around junk cars in the post-apocalypse? The Abbey Road Warrior. There are people who cut up fruits and vegetables and stuff them into glass containers, and it is jarring. I just saw some little brats being really mean to a pair of Mormon missionaries. Kids these days don't know how to respect their elders. I get a haircut whenever my hair reminds me of Harvey Danger. You know, when it feels a bit naughty. I wear a colander on my head whenever I go on a date with my wife, and it's really starting to put a strain on our relationship. A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes why, man, hey, cause I got high, I don't do some drugs. David Lynch made an Easter movie. It's called The Blue Velveteen Rabbit. Space Needle, look at there. Why did the bully kick Napoleon Dynamite in the pant leg? There's this balloon I know, and it seems to think that if I were to hop into its basket, I'd be able to travel all over. I think it's full of hot air. On what day of the week does a Catholic get their garbage taken away? Trash Wednesday. How did Bryan Cranston prepare for his role in Breaking Bad? By doing drugs. He's a meth head actor. Have you ever seen Bobby Fischer with his shirt off? Dude's got a crazy chest stare. Where does a Gungan keep his loose change? In a jar jar. My son asked my permission before he joined the Illuminati. I told him, you may, son. Where do rappers keep their deepest, darkest secrets? Under wraps. My pet chicken has been really frazzled since her baby's hatched. We've been walking on eggshells around her. Why did Paul McCartney drink Red Bull after the Beatles broke up? Because Red Bull gives you wings. Get on the Good Foot by James Brown is a song written about living with gout. My wife told me to tell that joke today. If you don't like it, boo her, don't boo me. I don't know anything about bark. I don't know anything about leaves. I don't know anything about roots. I am tree stumped. Today is Star Wars Day, and I'm going to celebrate the only way I know how. I'm going to herd some Nerf. Overall, I really enjoyed it, but the first 3 parts of my Star Wars Day were unbearable. How did my dad's dad get stuck in a clock? He was grandfathered in. Why did the farmer shake the chicken? Because he wanted scrambled eggs. What did Curly and Larry say when they saw their friend up to his neck in weeds? Mow the grass.
Comment appelez-vous les bouchées au chocolat parisien? DBC français.
The New York Times has recently come under fire for displaying a pair of human breasts in their paper. It was a news flash. What's the difference between a tractor and a breakup letter? One's a John Deere and the other's a Dear John. Due to an unfortunate misplacement in the S in Mother's Day on my calendar, I've been celebrating today by cutting off people's oxygen with a pillow. What kind of words do you say when you talk behind someone's back? Backwards. What did Vince McMahon say when he arrived in Texas's state capital? It's me, Austin! What does a Vulcan wear to improve their eyesight? Spectacles. What did Paul McCartney say to Noah while Noah was waiting for his bird to return with an olive branch? Dove doesn't come in a minute. My previous romantic relationships are like car accidents. We are brought closer together, only to be ripped apart, and usually due to my negligence. Did you hear about the guy who quit his job at the Honda dealership? He left on his own accord. What did Elvis the Pirate say after meeting lots of girls on a hookup app? Love me tender. What do you call the secret bowl-shaped frying pan that a Chinese chef uses to cook food out in the street? A sidewalk. What did Pavlov's dog do to ensure that he had shiny, silky hair? Lots of conditioning. What did Michael Stipe say while showing off pictures of himself with someone who determines cause of death? That's me and the coroner. What would you need in order to send the lead singer of Rush's Pet Cockatiel some fan mail? The Gettysburg address. Why did the lawyer not appear on a spoken word album? He moved to have his comments stricken from the record. I think the roof of my house is sick. It came down with a case of the shingles. If you were to watch all the Purge movies in a row, would you be binging and purging? What did the suspect say after weighing his options for new names after being placed in the witness protection program? Let me be frank. That song, She Hates Me, is really dirty. You know how dirty it is? It's so dirty it left a puddle of mud. With 2 Ds, the band Puddle of Mud did that song. Who is a frog's favorite actor? Dennis Hopper. What did Roger Daltrey say when a hole in the Spider-Verse revealed Miles Morales and 4 other Spider-Men? I can see 4 miles and miles. What do you call it when you take a bunch of Microsoft products camping? Tinted windows. What did the surfer do after taking a big ol' poop? Woo! Wipe out! What did Destiny's Child say when they were asked if they would make it through the movie where Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with an operating system? I'ma survive her! What do you call it when, in a movie, the camera cuts to someone who's using a piece of material to hold up their broken arm? A slingshot. Why did I cut out one of my organs? My wife wanted her mail delivered. What did young MC tell Busta Rhymes in order for Busta Rhymes to get out of his way? Yo, bust a move. What is Aerosmith's favorite brand of cough syrup? Creamoltion. What did Nicolas Cage say when he saw that he didn't have straight A's on his report card? Not the B's! Not the B's! What did Jim Ross say when his deity asked him what sound a sheep makes? By God! By God! What do you call yourself if you take number ones at the beach? Pier. What book of the Bible commands us to yes and give and take? Proverbs. Proverbs. That's a joke. What kind of music do you listen to in your car? Cartoons. The deli from When Harry Met Sally is having a contest to see who can have the best fake orgasm. The grand prize? What she's having. What is Lady Gaga's favorite wrestling program? Monday Night Raw, Raw, Ooh, Rah, Rah. Who was the world's first hard-of-hearing video game character? Pac-Man. He was always going, what. What did Mark Maron say when he was asked what was wrong with the world today? Boomers live! My dad had the cutest nickname for me growing up. It was Not My Son. What happens when you read a roadmap written by Eminem? You lose yourself. What do you call the advice on how to handle weapons that's given to James Bond? Q-tips. What do you get when you plant a poem in the ground, water it regularly, and treat it with care? Poetry. What did Danielle Bregoli say when she threw the nuts her father was allergic to out of the restaurant? Cashew outside, now chow dad. What was Tyson Granger's pet name for his lover, Wesley Snipes? He called him his bae, Blade. What did Tony Hawk do when comedian Flip Wilson made a disparaging joke about skateboarding? Kickflip. What did the Mormon ask Wally and Beaver Cleaver? What ward do you belong to? What is Batman's favorite monster from a Godzilla movie? Mothra! What's the difference between a judge and someone who is sexually attracted to rocks? One bangs a gavel, and the other bangs some gravel. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, poker, solitaire. They just don't do it for me anymore. I'm card bored. I just met Bigfoot, and he was unbelievably rude to me. I understand why they call him Sasquatch. What do you call a cook who's often the victim of lawsuits? The sous chef. What did the doctor tell Henry M. Roberts when Henry had asked where his infection had spread? The eyes have it. What do the X-Men and Nighttime in Arizona have in common? Dark Phoenix. I just got these new fireworks called baby boomers. When you light them, the United States economy goes up in flames. My ex-wife should have a line of fireworks named after her, because she's always blowing up at me. I just bought Roman Catholic candles. They're like regular Roman candles, but if you light these before you're married, they explode and you spend an eternity burning in hell. Why should you never flirt with someone who sells fireworks? There's a chance you could generate sparks. What do you call the metal cables that you find at a police station? Copper wiring. How do you wake up a gambling addict? Poker.
What do you call a happy farmer who grows fruit-flavored hard candies? A Jolly Rancher.
What did the umpire say when a baseball player slid into a bank vault? Safe. What do you call an animal that you keep in your vehicle? Car pet. Why did the man take some ice cream to the American Red Cross? He wanted to donate a pint.
What is Fall Out Boy's favorite Robert Pattinson movie? Remember Me!
So let me tell you about the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA. So, those who aspire to one day work for NASA have to complete this program where they watch the entirety of Michael Bay's movie Armageddon and point out as many scientific inaccuracies as they possibly can. The idea is that the more things wrong with space or space travel that these people can point out, the more intelligent they are, the more likely it is that one day they could work for NASA or maybe even become an astronaut. So, naturally, if you're one of those people who's just always dreamed about working for NASA and who as like a kid has longed to be an astronaut, who's just hoped that one day they could visit space or maybe even a planet, if you're one of those people who's watching Armageddon, just trying to find all the scientific inaccuracies that you can possibly can, naturally, you don't want to miss a thing. 15 takes. What do you get when you plant a seed in your hand? Palm trees. What did Batman the English teacher tell his students? Do you read? I will make you read.
Watching Get Out and Us makes me real emotional. I get those real peel, real feels.
Who is Lady Gaga's favorite member of U2? The Edge, the Edge, the Edge, the Edge. What did the steel chair say after realizing that she had a losing hand in a game of poker? I fold. What did the women's wrestler say when handing in her one-page essay to her teacher? Page here. I was thinking about watching that Cats movie, but I just watched a trailer, and let me tell you, it gave me pause. Get it? Pause! What did Wolverine say when he saw an enormous painting of an overwhelmed Kathy? Huge ack, man. Why do fish have scales? To watch their weight. My psychiatrist told me she was thinking about competing in a mud run. I told her, I'll allow it, but wash yourself, counselor. What did the cowboy teacher tell his students at the beginning of art class? Draw! Last night I had a dirty dream about The Simpsons. It was very Homer erotic. What did the computer nerd say when he saw that I was finally starting to understand the song Rolling in the Deep? Dude, you're getting Adele. What do you call a sitcom about elderly pretzels? The Rolled Golden Girls. What did the eye doctor say to Ice Cube's son? O'Shea, can you see? O'Shea is Ice Cube's son's first name. What did the cast of Spinal Tap say in their synopsis of Stranger Things? These go up to 11. What kind of view do the windows at Daniel Day-Lewis's house have? A plain view. What was game show host Ann Robinson's critique of the main character in Zelda 2? She just said he was the weakest link. What did MGMT's neighbor say when the band kept him up all night playing their songs? Darn kids! Did you hear about the woman who threw coffee beans at her husband? He considered it grounds for divorce. What country is always craving more food? You'd think it was Hungary, but it's actually Vietnam nom nom. Why did the celebrity home renovators look directly into a camera? They wanted to tear down the fourth wall. Doors are like hamburgers for me. I like them best when they're sliders. What does a known liar say when you try to sit next to him on the couch? Deceitful. What do you call French fries and cheese curds covered in Russian salad dressing? Vladimir Putin. What compliment did Matthew McConaughey give Jeff Gordon's primary mode of transportation? NASCAR. Who was the world's first lightly bearded astronaut? Fuzz Aldrin. What did the improviser say when they were asked if they could name the granular substance that you find at the beach? Yes, sand. What do you say when you're so mad at your friend Lewis that you can use the F word, but you stop yourself from cursing? Lou! Fuck! Why were Galahad, Lancelot, and Bedivere disco dancing? Because they're boogie nights. What do you call a cranberry that eats other cranberries? A cranibal. What did Mario Lopez say when he decided he wasn't going to buy a bunch of air conditioners at that moment? ACs later. What did the composer say when he was asked if he wanted to add lyrics to the Batman theme song? Na 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 na. What kind of hammer would the Lone Ranger use if he were in the military? An army hammer. Does anyone remember that movie at all? What do you call short snippets of information regarding folks like Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa? Boxer briefs. What was the name of the guy who had let people on set of the Carol Burnett show? Harvey Dorman. What did the pirate say when he found himself in agreement with Miranda Cosgrove? Aye, Carly. What kind of corn does your dad grow? Popcorn. In order to adjust for inflation, Dollar Tree is changing its name. From here on out, it's going to be called Dollar Turdy Tree. I've been trying and failing to put a faucet and a bowl to wash my hands in on my boat. I can't though. The thing's unsinkable. Why did Fred Flintstone have to register as a sex offender? He was caught getting his rocks off. What did Greg Alexander of the New Radicals say to his iPod when he discovered its battery was dying? Don't give up, you've got the music in you. What do you call your pimple's parents' daughter? Sister. Like sister, it's a play on word. How did the pot-smoking couple pay for their drugs? Out of their joint account. What did the evil potato say as he was about to be baked for a second time? Foiled again! What did Disney say when it learned a small computer company had revolutionized animation? Pixar, it didn't happen. What do you call the path that Jesus took on his way to Golgotha? It's a crosswalk. What happens when you park your car on a lily pad? You get your car towed. Toad is spelled T-O-A-D in this instance right here. We all know Mario rescues princesses, but who solves murders in the Mushroom Kingdom? Special Agent Dale Koopa. Who is WWE superstar Becky Lynch's least favorite character from Ed, Edd n Eddy? The fucking plank! Why should you be careful about what you say while you're climbing a mountain? Mountaineers. Have you heard about the upcoming Home Improvement reboot? Most of the original cast is on board, but The actor who played Wilson seems to be on the fence. How does Vince Vaughn's character in Swingers describe green bills that you exchange for goods and services to an infant? Money, baby! What do you call a really goofy bottom of a window? A window silly. What do you call the first teardrop that comes after someone loses a Super Smash Bros. Tournament? Top tier. What did Professor Plum and Miss Peacock say to the Colonel when they were chasing Mr. Body's killer? Catch up, mustard. What did the astronaut say when he learned that there wasn't enough money for powdered juice? Wow, Tang's a lot. Instagram, a social media application. These are the stories I'll share during this week in September. My one-year mission: to write new gags, to think up new knee slappers and rib ticklers, to badly tell jokes that no one has heard before. Bridge. How do members of Starfleet pay for their coffee? With Starbucks. How many Borg dentists recommend Colgate toothpaste? 7 of 9. Captain's Log, Stardate 3018.2. What do members of the Federation do when they want to watch a movie about an ogre falling in love with a princess? Start SHREK. What do you call William Shatner's smile? Captain Smirk. What do you call Sulu when he's dressed and acting inappropriately? George Tacky. Who is my dog's favorite character on Star Trek? You would think it was Bones, but it's actually Worf, 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 Worf. Worf! Worf! What did Lieutenant Uhura do when Captain Kirk put laxatives in her food? Shatner pants. Mr. Sulu, Warp Factor 2.
What did the lead singer of the Mamas and the Papas do last Sunday? Walked into a church!
What did the casting director say to Bill Skarsgård after Bill was cast as Pennywise the Clown? You're it. What did the sprinkler system say when it rolled up to the club? Sup, 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 sup.
What do Starbucks and myself have in common? We're both coffee. Why can't you kill a vampire in a casino? The stakes are too high.
What does My Chemical Romance call the rolling backpack that they bring on an airplane? Wheeled carry on! Wheeled carry on!
What rock and roll icon has a really nasty cough? Flemmy from Motorhead.
Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 has that scene where dude discovers his wife's decapitated head is inside a box. Oh my god!
I really enjoy being in my room and looking up and not seeing the sky above me. I'm a ceiling fan. What do you call it when a dominatrix hits you with a banana peel? Dole Whip. I don't know.
What's the difference between an aisle of dogs and a packet of dogs? One's an Oscar nominee and the other's an Oscar wiener.
What kind of cakes does my friend Patty bake? You'd think it was patty cakes, but it's actually angel food cake, and she just likes it. I don't know.
What did Colin Trevorrow say when he realized that he could cast the world's greatest actress in Jurassic World 3? Oh, darn!
What do you call the fabric that mafia goons wear around their necks? Mob ties. What would members of Linkin Park say if, instead of a band, they were groundskeepers? I'm one step closer to the hedge, and I'm about to rake. The other day I saw some dwarves running a marathon, and they were all wearing lingerie. It was a little racy. What do you call Marcia, Jan, Cindy, Greg, Peter, and Bobby when they're scared? The Afraidy Bunch.
What did Dr. Hammond say after they built a Jurassic Park in Dallas? All my T-Rexes live in Texas.
What did Kumail Nanjiani and Dave Bautista tell their friend Stuart when they thought it was cold outside? Stew. Brr. And if you liked that joke, you'll love the laughs that can be had in the action-packed Stuber starring Kumail Nanjiani and Dave Bautista. Available now on digital and on DVD, Blu-ray, October 15th. Check it out. Alright, I did it. Now give me my money. Give me my money! I made a bad joke about bugs, and it was met with crickets. This time last year, I was working in the prop weapons section of a Halloween store. Someone approached me and asked if we had a battle axe, and I said yes, but she's in the manager's office right now. The new Joker movie is actually the first in a trilogy. The next 2 installments in the franchise are Toker and Midnight Smoker. What did Dr. Frankenstein say when he was asked what bumblebees live in? It's a hive! It's a hive! What do you call a crazy pumpkin? A whack-o-lantern. I got a good guy doll possessed by someone with a stomach bug. The doll's name is Up Chucky. I don't know, he's always wearing this thick wool sweater, and he's always wearing this hat, and he's always showing up in a boiler room. I just think he should be called Sweaty Krueger. What do you call the flames that kill the shape at the end of every Halloween movie? Michael Fires. Oh my gosh. It feels like that chili con carne I just ate put a demon inside of me. I need to call a Tex-Mexorcist. Ugh. What do inbred jack-o'-lanterns do? Pumpkin.
Why was it so easy for burglars to find money that was hidden away at Google? Safe search was turned on. What do you call an internet site that hosts nothing but pictures of corn? The cobweb. What is Dr. Frankenstein's favorite kind of cheese? Munster. He thinks it's Gouda. Cheese jokes. What do you call the spirit of a cinnamon farmer who was crushed to death? Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. What kind of product does Medusa put in her hair? Anaconditioner. What did Asher Roth say when he cut up a bunch of his favorite pictures and glued them together? Man, I love collages. What happens when you tell a werewolf a joke? They howl with laughter. I went to this department store like 100 times trying to find a specific murder mystery board game, and they do not have a clue. What do you call a magical old hag in space? A witch upon a star. Where can you see a display of demon animals in hell? The Pazuzu. It's an Exorcist 2 joke. What did SpongeBob SquarePants say after putting on a knifed glove and a fedora? I'm Freddy, I'm Freddy, I'm Freddy. Ah! What's the difference between a witch and my ex-wife's cooking? One burns at the stake and one burns the steak. I've got a joke about trick-or-treating, but it's really candy corny. You guys, how many bones are in the human body? A skeleton. What kind of lens would you use to photograph a mogwai? A grim lens. What did Dracula say when he drank really gross blood? Blah! What will happen to a sinful Elton John when he dies? He shall be a demon. He shall be a dead man. Okay. What do you call someone who builds toilets? John Carpenter. If ye think there be lots of fighting amongst crazy people in the lighthouse, ye should see the White House. Why did the spider yell hang 10? He was trying to surf the web. What do you call a British war criminal who flies around on a broom? The Tony Blair Witch. The holiday honoring babies born prematurely, World Prematurity Day, is November 17th. But I, of course, am going to celebrate early. What do you call it when Becky Lynch commands her fiancé to take her out for dinner? A mandate. What
do officers aboard Deep Space Nine use to keep their food from sticking to their pans? Captain Ben Crisco. Who is Paul McCartney's favorite intergalactic bounty hunter? Boba Fett! Woo!
What? What does a what do you call I don't what do you what I don't know what. What am I doing? I remember the first time I ever made a joke. It was the first day of kindergarten. I was really sad and really scared to be in this new place with new people. I don't remember what it was, but I said something that made a few of the other kids laugh, and it helped. It helped hide how scared I was. When I can't think of anything funny to say, it brings me right back to that scared feeling. What if I can't make the people around me laugh? Maybe they won't like me. And at the same time, what if the people around me only like me because of the jokes? If that's the case, then I still am that lonely kindergartner. I worry that because I've dedicated my life to hiding how I'm feeling by trying to make others laugh, I may have sacrificed the ability to connect, to truly just be there with someone. Not as a jester or a joker, not as a comic relief to their lives, but as a fellow human. It feels good to make people laugh, but what if I've missed out on something in the process? Well, there's nothing that makes me feel better than when I make someone laugh. Knowing that I made someone laugh, and that I made them forget about whatever it is that they were feeling sad or scared about, there's nothing better than that. And if that means that maybe I've not had the closeness with people that I could have had, I guess that's okay. I just wish I could think of a joke. What do you call non-stop staring at the movable joint on which a door opens and closes? Hinge watching.